everyone, it's Rochelle and welcome back to my channel. So I'm back with another video for you guys, and today I'm going to show you guys how I achieved this hairstyle. So I'm going to show you guys how I made this wig, cut and style her, and I'm going to show you guys how I got this makeup look as well. I think this makeup look would be perfect for a holiday party, so it was holiday inspired. So if you want to see how I achieved this entire look, hair and makeup, then please continue to watch. Alright, so let's get started, and I'm going to be using a frontal and 2 bundles of hair. The hair that I'm using is from Huda hair. I will put all their link in the description bar down below. So I already went ahead and bleached the knots on my frontal, and I did it off camera. I do have a very detailed video on how I bleached the knots, and the length of the hair that I'm using is 12 inches. So the frontal is 12 inches and the bundle is 8 inches and 10 inches. And to make my wigs, I use the dome style mesh cap. I use the mesh one instead of the spandex ones. I find that the mesh fits a lot better on my head. Alright, so my frontal already bleached the knots. That's why the hair is wet, because I washed the lace frontal earlier when I bleached the knots. So now I'm going to go ahead and attach it to this wig canvas head, because we're going to start making this wig now. And if you are new to my channel, I have very detailed videos on how I make my wig. So I will link one of those videos in the description bar down below. So I'm just going to show you guys quickly what I do. So I use a weave needle, and I use some thread, black weave thread, and I'm gonna go ahead and start sewing in the middle of the frontal. So I start at the back and right in the middle and work my way all the way down to the end. Alright, so after sewing down the frontal, I make sure that I cut the excess thread and tie a knot so it doesn't come unravel. Now we're going to go in with our first bundle. So I'm going to be using the 8 inches. So this is the shorter length. I wanted it to have a layered look, so I went with a shorter length in the back first. And I use my T-pins to pin the hair down to the cap. That way it's easier for me to sew, and I just start sewing. So when you're stitching down the wefts, you just want to make sure that they are neat and flat and not lumpy and bumpy. If your stitching is lumpy and bumpy, your wig will also look lumpy and bumpy. So just make sure that it's neat and flat. Just take your time. And I'm doing the fold over method. So I'm just going to speed through this part because it's very repetitive and you're seeing me doing the same thing over and over. And I'm going to use at least 4 tracks of the 8 inches before I start using the longer length, which is the 10 inches. Now that I'm getting closer to the top, I'm going to start going straight across instead of doing the fold over method. So I'm going to cut the weft and then stitch the hair down and just continue going straight across until I get to the very top. Alright, so my wig is completed, but not quite. She's not styled as yet, but I'm going to cut off this excess part of the cap because I don't need that part anymore. You can't leave that on. It's going to look really crazy under your wig. So you cut that excess part off. And I'm just going to put this back on my canvas head because, honey, she needs to be tweezed because this hairline is really thick, you guys. All right, so I'm just gonna let you guys know right now, your girl kind of over tweezed this wig just a little bit. I got a little carried away, and you know what, shit happens. But I showed you guys this because I'm showing you guys the mistakes that I make. I do make mistakes. I'm new to making wigs, so it happens, but I did over tweeze her just a little bit. To be honest with you, I usually just tweeze some of the hair and then I tweeze the rest of it on my head, which is what I should have done, but I kept tweezing it on the mannequin head. I should have just done it on my head because then I'd be able to tell better. Alright, so moving right along past the tweezing because I messed that up. So we're just going to move on to cutting. And I'm cutting the hair on my head because it's really hard for me to cut it on the mannequin head because I don't really know how short I want it to be. And I can't really tell when it's on the mannequin head. So I have to try it on for myself. And I'm just going to go ahead and take my scissors and just start chopping away. And I go in with my shearing comb. Is that what you call it? Yes. And I'm going to thin this hair out a bit because this hair is really thick and I want it to be a little bit more thinner. And I didn't really want it to have like a blunt cut. So I wanted the front part of the hair to be more of a layered, so I was cutting it on an angle. And then for the back, I wanted to be more blonde. I couldn't cut the back of it while it's on my head, so I put it back on the mannequin head, and then I start chopping away. And there's my cat being nosy. He wants to be a part of everything. And if you guys look closely, Simba is going to jump up on my shelf right about now. Do you guys see him? Yeah, and he's gonna tear down my shelf right about now. Yep, there goes my shelf. Okay, I gotta stop filming now. My cat is very curious, okay? He's very curious. He likes to mess with new things, and this is a new shelf. Anyways, moving right along, I'm gonna go in with my shearing comb, and I'm going to thin out that hair a bit. Like I said before, this hair was really thick. However, it felt amazing. It's so soft. There's Bay. He just fixed my shelf back up. And I'm gonna go in with my flat iron after I'm done using my shearing comb and just straighten out that hair and style it. And she's looking real cute. So you guys, this is my first time using this hair, and I really love how the hair felt. However, I would suggest that you guys check out other hair reviews on this hair. For me, I like the quality of the hair. The only thing that I wasn't really impressed with is the frontal. So yeah, I shouldn't say I wasn't impressed with the frontal. I was impressed with the frontal. I wasn't impressed with the lace color of the frontal. So I find that the lace was a little bit dark for my skin tone. And with some hair companies, you can request a lighter lace. So I find that this one was more like a dark brown on my skin. So I already applied my wig off camera, and I'm just gonna go in with my hot comb, and my daughter is in the background making faces and playing around with the cat because they just want to be all up in the video. So yeah, I applied it off camera because I do have videos on how I apply my wigs already, and I'll link it in the description bar down below. So now I'm gonna go ahead and beat this face. So I'm gonna use the LA Girl lip scrub today because I'm gonna be wearing a bold red lipstick, and my lips are dry, so I need that lip scrub. Okay, so I'm gonna move on and fill in my brows. I'm using the Benefit My Precisely brow pencil. I use it all the time. It's my go-to. It's my favorite. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take some concealer and just carve out my brows. Apply the concealer all over my eyelid just to act as a base for my eyeshadow. If I forget to mention the name of the products I'm using, I'll put them in the description bar down below. So I'm just gonna go in with some translucent powder. I'm using the Huda Beauty powder, and I'm just going to set and lock everything into place. All right, so today I'm gonna be using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and I'm gonna grab that light brown right there, and I'm going to pop this into my eyelid. I'm using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe brushes as well. I love her brushes because they blend really good, and they're really good quality brushes. So I'm just gonna use this and blend my eyeshadow, going windshield wiper motion. Going back into the same palette, I'm gonna grab this dark brown shade, and I'm using the MAC 224 brush. Mine is very old. As you can see, it's ratty, but I like it because it actually gets into my crease really good and make it more defined. So I'm just making that crease a little bit more defined. Moving on to the lid color, I'm gonna take Dose of Color, and this is their Block Party eyeshadow in Heart of Gold. I really like their single eyeshadows. They're really shimmery. So I'm just gonna place this all over my eyelid, and I did wet my brush with some Fix Plus spray before I apply this onto my eyelid. Alright, so now I'm going to apply my wing liner, and I'm using my favorite NYX Matte Black liquid liner, and I'm just going to start off with a thin line and make it thicker on the outer corner. I'm keeping this look really simple, easy, and glamorous. That's the look we're going for the holidays. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara to my lashes. I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and because I have itty bitty lashes, I think I say that in every single video. You guys are probably like, yeah, we know you say you have itty bitty lashes, all right? We get it. Anyways, I'm gonna apply some false lashes, and I'm gonna be using the BB Beauty lashes, and I really like these. I just started using these recently, and I'm just going to pop those onto my lash line. Moving on to the skin, I'm going to moisturize my face first, and I'm using my Nivea cream, and I'm just going to apply this all over my face because my face is dry. I need moisturizer, and this is my favorite. And I'm also going to do some color correcting, but before I do the color correcting, I'm going to apply some primer. I'm using the Fenty Beauty primer, and I'm going to apply this all over my face. This will ensure that our makeup lasts all night long. Now I'm going to go ahead and cover up them dark circles. They are out today. They're out all the time. And I'm just using some orange concealer to correct that. Next, I'll be using my Maybelline Superstay Multi-Use Foundation, and I use 2 different shades, and I'm just going to apply that all over my face. And then I'm going to go in with my, I believe this is the Real Techniques. No, I don't believe. This is the Real Techniques brush that I'm using. So this is their buffing brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend my foundation. Blend it in, girl. Blend. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my favorite concealer. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Warm Sand and Sand. And I'm going to use this to highlight. So I apply it under my eyes, down my nose, and then I'm going to go in with a concealer brush and just blend everything because we have to blend it. And I really love this brush for blending my concealer. This is from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill collection. I think this is the all over cream brush. It's really amazing for blending out cream products. And for the hard to reach area, I just go in with my beauty blender. So I'm just gonna go back and grab a concealer that is a couple shades darker than my skin tone, and I'm gonna use this to contour because we gotta snatch that face. So I apply this in the cheekbone areas and down my nose, along my forehead, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and use a buffing brush just to blend in that contour. So now we're gonna set and lock everything into place. I'm using my Huda Beauty Bake Powder. I love this powder. It's amazing. So I just apply a little bit of that under my eyes, and then I'm also going to leave some on the sides of my nose just to bake and snatch that nose. Then I'm going to go in with my favorite bronzer, Ride or Die Matte Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deep, and I'm just going to apply this in the hollows of my cheek. I'm going to go ahead and bronze up that face, bronze up my forehead, contour my face, and then dust away all that excess powder because we don't need that anymore. Okay, so my brows are not completed, so I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the top of my brows. And then once I fill in the brows, I'm going to go ahead and finish the bottom lash line. So I'm going to go back into the same palette that we used, the Jaclyn Hill, and I'm going to grab that same dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm just going to run that along the bottom lash line using a definer brush. And then I'm going to go in my waterline and line it with a nude eye pencil just to make the eyes, you know, appear a little bit larger. But I have small eyes, so it doesn't really make them look that bigger, but they do brighten up my eyes. And now I'm going to go ahead and apply some highlighter to the highest point of my cheekbone. I'm using the MAC Oh Darling highlighter. It's so gorgeous. It's a really nice gold shade, and I'm also going to put that on the tip of my nose because the nose has to be a little shiny. No, it doesn't, but it looks cute. And to apply my highlighter, I'm using the BH Cosmetics. It's my Ray Ray highlighter brush. I really love this brush for highlighting. And I'm going to go in with one of my favorite setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. It will lock your makeup into place. Now we're going to move on to the lips. I have not done a red lip in forever, okay guys? So I'm going to use the MAC lip pencil in the shade Brick, and I'm going to line my lips first before I apply my lipstick. All right, I'm gonna use one of my favorite reds ever. This is Cherry Blossom from Colored Rain. Honestly, I haven't worn it in so long, but I got a reminder today of how gorgeous this liquid lipstick is. It's so beautiful, and it looks good on every skin tone. Like, I'm obsessed with this red. It's so gorgeous. Now, moving on to the blush, I'm gonna use my favorite, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Radiant Blush. Nothing new here. And I'm just gonna apply this to my cheeks. All right, so the look is completed. I think it's absolutely perfect for the holidays, and I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you do. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Let me know what hair color you want to see me with next. I know I have been doing some natural colors lately, but the colorful hair will be back soon, you know. But yeah, I'll see you guys in another video very soon. I love you guys so much, and thank you for watching.